Hi everyone, I'm Professor Grijalva. Um, I want to apologize for not being able to be virtually present on the first day. Unfortunately, I had to be out of town and they changed my flight like 3 times already, and I knew this was gonna happen probably. So I'm here virtually in a video. I want to introduce myself, give you a warm welcome to my class. So I'm gonna start with my name. I'm Professor Grijalva. Um, I've been working at Miramar College for, I'm gonna say, like 2.5 years now. I also work at Southwestern College. I've been working there for 8 years, and I'm also a high school teacher. And I've been a high school teacher for 12 years. It's gonna be 13 now. So um, I do have the 3 jobs. I am part time at Southwestern College, at Miramar College, and at Palomar High School. So I'm all over the place. I actually have a pretty crazy schedule. But this will be the only class I'm teaching this semester at Miramar. So you guys are my only students. So that way, if you send me an email, I already know it's just from this class. Okay. All right. So that's what I'm going to be doing this semester. I'm teaching only 3 classes at the high school. I'm teaching 3 classes at Southwestern College, and this will be the only class I'll be teaching at Miramar. Something about me. I graduated from San Diego State. I have a major in math. I have a credential to be able to teach high school. And I also have a master's in mathematics as well. So that's a little bit about me. You'll get to know me better throughout the semester. Okay. The main goal for this video is to actually kind of cover what we were supposed to be doing on the first day in our live session. But I'm going to go over what the Canvas page looks like for you guys. So if you can see my page right now, notice I'm in the student view because on the teacher view I have a lot more stuff going on and I don't want you to get confused. So notice on the home page I put kind of like a tutorial for how we're gonna do our Zoom meetings. So basically all you have to do is click here and that will take you to the schedule meeting. So that's the easiest way to do it. That's what I discovered last semester, and that way nobody gets lost. So this video kind of walks you through it. I would like to cover the syllabus really quick and the calendar. If you can see our syllabus, and of course I will give you time of your own to be able to cover this and read everything, all the good stuff that is in here. So this is a 5-unit class. We're only going to be meeting twice a week for an hour and a half. That will be Mondays and Wednesdays. The best way to contact me will be using my email. And this is the book that you're going to be using. I'll talk about it right now. The description of the class and what we are going to be learning. So I'll let you read all that fun stuff. Once you finish and complete this class successfully, this is what you are going to be able to do after you complete this class. Alright, let's get into the good stuff, which is how you're going to be graded. So 5% is going to be participation, homework is going to be 15%, 60% quizzes, and you will have 4 quizzes. None of the quizzes will be drop. 20% will be your final exam, and you get to replace your lowest quiz score if it's worse than the final. Okay, so you don't get to drop a quiz, but you get to replace it if your final exam is a better score than your worst quiz. Okay, so suppose in one of the 4 quizzes you have a 60%, and on the final exam you get 80%. So I will replace that 60% with the 20%. There you go. So participation will be mainly is completing your assignments, being on time on our sessions, and that's only 5%. I usually my grading scale this semester looks totally different than what a regular semester does, because of this new way of teaching, right? So I decided to put 5% into participation this semester. Homework is going to be 15% of your grade, which is a lot. Homework is going to be done online using WebAssign. So you would need to get WebAssign access code to be able to access your textbook online and to be able to do your homework. Okay, this is a requirement because you're going to be doing your quizzes and your final exam on WebAssign. So if you don't have WebAssign, you won't be able to get graded for the class, basically. The quizzes are going to be scheduled during our schedule hours, so that will be at 5 o'clock on Mondays or Wednesdays, okay? If you need to reschedule for whatever reason, I know everybody's schedule right now is crazy. If you need to reschedule for a quiz, you have to let me know at least 24 hours in advance, okay? It says on exam, so that means quizzes or final exam. You will be timed, so you will have a time limit. So I don't know, if you have your quiz has 10 questions, you will have 2 hours to complete it, okay? So yes, you can use your notes. You're going to be able to use your notes. But if you're depending on your notes because you didn't do your homework or whatever reason, you are going to run out of time, okay? Final exam is going to be on the last day of class, which is Monday, December 14 at 5, and is worth 20% of your grade. So there will be no makeups or retakes for this one. I grade not just simply by the grade that you get on WebAssign, but I also will give you partial credit for your work. So you're going to be uploading your work on Canvas. Okay, so I think it says right here. So I'll give you like 15 minutes after you're done with your quiz to upload your work on Canvas. Okay. Mandatory attendance on the first day. Well, I didn't do well on that one already. So attendance remotely. Okay. So for our sessions, our live sessions, what I do and what I think it worked the best last semester when we got into this situation was that my lectures are pre-recorded, and you have a calendar, and on the calendar it tells you the sections that you're supposed to cover each day. What I do, I record most of my lecture on it, and then we finish the rest live and we answer any questions from the videos. Okay, so the videos is me talking, me writing. You have a pre-formatted notes from me, and that's exactly what I'm gonna go over. So a lot of my students like to print them out, watch the videos, pause it, and take notes, write it down. If they don't get it, they go back. So it's really nice that you have that flexibility to pause the teacher and keep taking notes. Make any notes or questions that you have, so when we go on our live sessions, then you can ask me those and I can go back to it. I'll be more than happy to do that. Okay. Remember, this is a 5-unit class, so that means that you should dedicate 10 hours, at least 10 hours, around 10 hours a week for homework and for all that. Now, since we're not meeting 5 hours a week live, right? You have those 2 more hours that you have to watch videos. I will try to keep the videos short, around 30 minutes at the most per section. But some sections are really intense and they require a little bit more time, okay? Some of the norms that I have when we're meeting live is to be flexible, positive, and respectful to each other, to be an active listener, mute yourself if you're not talking so that way we don't hear the background noise, um, engage with minimal to no multitasking. So I know cell phones are always a distraction. So if you're live, you want to put those away so that way you can pay attention to lecture. Be fully dressed. That's a new norm that I had to add because I already started my classes at the high school and some students didn't know they had to be dressed to be in class. So I added that one. And always be respectful, especially when you're talking to each other or when you're in a discussion, okay? Always use your name before sharing something so that way I can learn names. I'm pretty bad with names, to be honest, and this online instruction is going to make it really difficult for me, okay? I said that you are required to get your WebAssign. So I'm going to give you till the first quiz, which is September 9. Otherwise, you may be dropped, okay? Because there's no way you can take the first quiz if you don't have WebAssign. So it is a requirement, okay? But I'm going to give you some flexibility. I would like for you to get WebAssign as soon as possible because that way you can work on your homework for Chapter 2 before the quiz, okay? So Canvas is, I use it for pretty much everything. I put all the handouts, I post your grades, all the announcements are going to go there. Everything is going to go on Canvas, okay? Calculators, you may use a graphing calculator or scientific calculator. There are going to be a lot on the quizzes and the final exams since I don't get to be there. Normally, I don't let my students use calculators, FYI. If I have any students, DSS students, please make sure you let me know. Send me your form with your accommodations so that way you will have those accommodations for the class, okay? Okay, I'll let you guys read all this. And this is pretty much kind of like the map of the things that you're going to find on Canvas. So it's just as a reference. So I'll let you guys read this. And that's pretty much it. The last thing is if you have any problems with me, please talk to me, come up to me, let me know. Maybe I said something that was offensive for you and I didn't mean to it. So I always like to make sure we're all okay, okay? So if you have a problem with me, please let me know, okay? If I have a problem with any of my students, I'll let you know directly. And if we can't fix things, then we take it to the department head and then to the dean and so on, okay? But hopefully we don't have any of those problems. All right, the other thing that I have here, if you go to homepage, you have the syllabus in the calendar, so I highly recommend you to print the calendar so that way, or have it handy somewhere, because that way you know what's going on every day. Okay, so today, that's today right here. Wednesday, I'm gonna answer any questions that you might have from today, and we're gonna finish the review. And then you have the sections that you're going to cover every day. So pretty much those sections are the sections I'm going to cover in class, but you should watch the video for those sections before coming to the live session, okay? So on Monday, August 24, I'm going to finish those two sections live, but it's better if you watch them, the lectures, before class, so that way if you have any questions, that's when you ask them, okay? So it's better to watch the videos ahead, and I will show you how am I going to organize this. Our first quiz is on the 9th, September 9, and here are all the sections. I'm pretty flexible. Hopefully we get to stay like this. I'm pretty good at staying on task. Then we have a little break and a couple holidays, and then we have a final on the last day of class. Alrighty, so keep that in mind. Alright, so now if we go to modules, the first thing you're going to see is the two things for today. It's the syllabus and the calendar, and the online instructions. That's the online instructions. The first day online instruction for today, that's where you found this video. And here it is, the first day and second day review. So this review, I want you to work on it today, whenever you have a chance. This is pretty much like a review of pre-calculus and general. Okay, so some functions. It is a long one, but it goes pretty quick, to be honest. Like, what's a vertical line test? Is it a function or not? Blah, blah, blah. So go over it, answer the questions, the ones you can. If you need a little bit more review, we have the next class to do that, okay? So some of them are pretty cool. Some of them you're going to be like, oh, this is easy. And I'll let you work on that. Okay, so the last thing I have here, let me show you the chapter 2 really quick. So I put this out already for you guys to see, so that way you can have an idea of what the pre-formatted notes look like. So this is a pre-formatted notes, and this is what I'm gonna do my videos on. Okay, so when I post my videos, you guys are gonna be able to see this, me teaching it, and you just take notes. Okay, I will also post my notes after class, so you will have access to them again, okay, in case you miss anything. So I will cover most of the section except for the last couple examples, and we can do those live. So you can find the blank notes under chapter 2. All the sections are in here, okay? Resources. So if I have any resources for you, I will post them here. The one that I want to talk about is this one. So some of the things that you should know coming into Calc 1 to make you successful in this class. So basically, a lot of students say, oh, Calculus 1 is so hard. And as a teacher, not because I'm the teacher, I think that what happens is if students come weak on this, then they think Calculus 1 is difficult, okay? So this is a list of the things that you should know and you should feel really comfortable in order to ace this class, okay? This Calculus 1, I'm telling you, is not difficult. You're gonna have a hard time if you have a hard time with any of these topics. And some of them are like from algebra, okay? From like middle school, rules of exponents. We saw that in middle school, right? Okay, so I list the rules of exponents that you should be comfortable with, basically all of them. Functions, composition of functions. You've seen this before, you've done it before, maybe you haven't in a while, so review that. Polynomials, factoring, and roots. So you should be able to recognize this, okay? So, hey, I know how to factor this right away. This one, this one. And then how to rationalize something. Remember, you got to multiply by something here, so review that. Know how to factor trinomials, know how to do the quadratic formula and completing the square. Okay, this should be on the next page, but oh well. Transformations of basic functions. What happens when you put a number in front of x cubed? How is your graph going to change? How can you flip it to the other side? So be aware of those and know those. The unit circle, you should recognize this. Okay, this one should be on the next page too, FYI. And then we have trig. So something that you should be familiar with. We have to be really strong on this, because if we're not, then we're going to have a really hard time in Calc 2 as well, okay? So Oh, and more trick, of course, like the graphs for sine, cosine, and tangent. Um, you should be able to recognize what it looked like, the domain, the range, blah, blah, blah. All right. So this for you as a reference at the end of the semester when you are all done with Calc 1, I have things you should know coming into Calc 2 because I done Calc 2, so I decided to make it for Calc 2 as well. Okay. Alrighty. So I think this is what you should do now. You should work on your review for day 1 and day 2. So that way, when I see you next time, if you have any questions, you let me know. Okay. And look around your Canvas. If you look at your homepage, announcements are going to be up on top. Okay. So every time you have an announcement, they're going to appear right here. Look at your calendar. I try to update it, all this notes and homework and all that. The only thing that I haven't added is the code to add to the WebAssign. I already post homework for chapter 2. It's not due till September 9, so don't stress about it, okay? All right, so that's the only thing I'm gonna do right now and add it. And other than that, I'm so excited to teach this class again. I love teaching Calc 1. I can't wait to meet you and see you virtually next time. All right, take care.